Hello, Dave Kenworthy here again. It's the 22nd of the 8th, 2021, and we're having a change today. We talked enough about the Great Giza Pyramid, so we can go on to look at Tom's Stonehenge findings. And we're going to bring the Shuzi into play on this one. But I've recently read that it's been suggested by a metrologist that the outer Sazan circumference is 100 ancient meters. And we can prove this using the new metrology. It works. And we have to explain how we can do this. We need to work out what the ancient meter is at Stonehenge. And we can do it. We can do it here. This is the new metrology. The meter's 54 digits per Berryman. And the yard is the meter divided by 1.1. The meter's 39.6 inches, the yard's 36. So we know that that relationship holds in ancient metrology. So we can work that out. Is that simply divided by 1.1? Bit of a strange number, but there you go. But this one, the megalithic yard, is the meter divided by 1.2. And I can explain how this works, but it gives us 45 digits for the megalithic yard. So that gets us right into Tom's work. And we can reanalyse his work at Stonehenge using the digit. And because we know what the Shuzi is, thanks to Jim Allison, we know what the relationship between the digit and the Shuzi is, we can use that. And I've also worked out what I call the Stonehenge Cipher. So we can use these three units and see what happens at Stonehenge when we put Tom's numbers in. So we're starting with 54, we're getting down to the yard, then the meg yard, and then the cubit, which is the meter divided by 1.9008. And 19008 feet are 3.6 miles, if anybody's interested. And the final measure is the foot, and that's the meter divided by 3.3, and it gives that strange number of digits. That one I know is correct because it's 50,000 digits in the Giza Pyramid base divided by 1760, and that is a geodetic cubit, which is different from a royal cubit. And I'm going to explain that in my next presentation, because there's some anomalies created by Jim's findings, and we need to go through them. So we've got these measures now. We've got this crucial measure here, the megalithic yard divided by 1.2. The megalithic yard is the meter divided by 1.2, 45 digits. And what happens because of this relationship is when the megalithic yard is 32.64 inches, the meter is 3.264 feet. That's the proof of how it's working. And that holds for any length of megalithic yard and any length of meter. So if we put 33 in there, we get the digit that we're all familiar with, and that'll be 3.3, which is 39.6 inches. So let's go back to where we were. Now, that's 32.64 divided by 45, which is the Stonehenge digit that works within Tom's findings. And obviously that's 9/10 of it per Jim Allison. And this Stonehenge Cipher is the digit divided by 80 multiplied by 81. So we're using 9 times 9 in the Stonehenge Cipher. And these three units will produce different analyses when we put Tom's numbers into the model. So everything's set up. We've got megalithic rods, because we know that Tom has published these figures. We've got the megalithic inch. There's 81.6 in a rod, 81.6 inches in a megalithic rod, so I'm converting to inches there, which is what we need because all these are in inches. Then we can convert to digits. We can convert to, let's get that right. Oops. Right, we've got rods, meters, digit, Shusi, and the Stonehenge Cipher. Those are the conversions that we're going to see. And if we look at meters, I've got 39.168 in there. Digits, we've got 0.72533, that's that. Shusi, multiplying by 10 over 9. 9 over 10, sorry, divided by 9, multiplying by 10. And then the cipher is 0.7344. I could do the same there. I could put the length of the Shusi in. It's probably better to do that. So it'll be divided by 0.7344 and copy that down. So we can look now, 7344. It's the same formula now in each of those cells. So what we're going to do, let's drop the Aubrey circle in first because we know it's this fantastic metrological unit of 132 megalithic rods. 1320 is 10 times 11 times 12. And for Tom to find that as the Aubrey circle in rods is just absolutely rock solid metrology. It's the great circle. So we go on 132 rods in there. Strange number of inches. 10771.2. It's 275 meters. 14850 digits. 1466.667 Shusi. Ah, I've put the wrong number in for the Shusi. It's 0.6528. I'll copy that down. That's better. And that's what we're looking for, 16500. That's the number of units in a rod, a number of inches in a rod. And we're working here in Shusi, but we're getting that number. And then the Stonehenge Cipher, well, that is the eclipse unit. It's 1,000 eclipse units. Now, I'm not making this up and I'm not cheating. This is really happening. And I've been saying for a long time that is the eclipse unit that I've discovered at Stonehenge. And there it is in the cipher. So we know the inner Sarsen circle is 45 rods. And look at that. 3672 inches, 93.75 meters, 5062.5 digits, 5625 Shusi, and 5,000 using the Stonehenge Cipher. Now these figures are absolutely stunning because, you know, I've been saying for a long time Stonehenge is a base 100 design, and there it is. And then finally 48 rods are going in there, and we're looking for 100 to come up here. And there it is. And look at those figures. 5,400 digits, 6,000 Shusi, and 5333.333 recurring Stonehenge Cipher units. And this is proving Tom's work beyond any reasonable doubt now. We're not only doing it in meters, we're doing it in digits, Shusi, and the Stonehenge Cipher unit, which is 81 over 80. It's this digit times 81 over 80. And the thinking behind this Stonehenge Cipher was that they were using a square of 9 times 9 to interpret what Tom has actually found. Tom has worked it out absolutely perfectly. It's incredible. I don't know how he did it, but he's obviously a master craftsman at work. More than a craftsman. I mean, it's just fantastic what he's done. So let's just go through it again. how we're working it out. The metre from Berryman is 54 digits. The yard is the metre divided by 1.1, and it's that number. The meg yard is coming in at 45, dividing the metre by 1.2. And the meg yard in inches is the same as the metre in feet. The numbers are the same. The cubit is divided by 1.9008, the metre divided by 1.9008, and it gives this number, which is 50,000 divided by 1760. And that's the geodetic cubit, which is different from the royal cubit by a long way. And then the foot is the metre divided by 3.3, which we know. I could put the ancient foot in there as well, because that is interesting. Because that is 16 digits. So we get an ancient foot using Tom's figures of 11.60533. Now, I've not looked at that. Maybe I should. But for now, I've read on somewhere on a website that somebody's proposing this. And this calculation here, going through the new metrology, is proving that that's what the intention was. Now, I don't know how anybody's worked that out, but somebody's been working along the correct lines at Stonehenge to get that figure. So thank you for that.